Oh, okay. Um, hey guys, how you guys doing today? It's nice to meet you. I'm Advisor Donny, and today we will be talking about a few questions. One second, I have an echo when I came back. Okay, so I guess we're gonna bring up our first question, and I believe it was Roger124. So Roger wants to know if his girlfriend Yasmin are in love and if they're gonna be together. So I was able to look into your relationship, Roger, and I do feel that Yasmin does love you and that she does care about you. And I do feel like her connection. Wait, can you guys hear me now? Oh, wait, no, my bad. Because I do feel like what you and Yasmin share is very different with each other, very strong with each other on a lot of different levels. I know that she could be putting up walls between you guys, and it's really not because of a lack of effort on you not opening her up enough or not being more open with you. Because I do feel like she loves you. She just has a lot of walls that she puts up because she's still trying to, like, she's not ready to go through that committed phase yet. She's not ready to really be with someone just yet. And that's why I feel like she's afraid of really trying things again, which keeps these walls up. But I do feel like she's going to let her walls down with time because of her feelings for you. So, Roger, I was wondering, are you in the chat by chance? Sorry, I'm trying to read all the comments too. Do my name is Okay, sorry about that, guys. It's been a minute since I've live streamed, so I'm just kind of catching up with everyone, getting used to the UI. Uh, so I guess Emily, that's really it for Roger. I guess he's not here yet. If he comes back, we'll definitely try and get back for his question. So I guess we're gonna take another question. Another question. So Super Kendra, she wants to know when her modeling career will take off. Now, I do feel like this year is going to be more the foundation year for you building your modeling career. I know that you have a good resume and a good background with good experience. And also, Superstar, if you're in the chat, please feel free to speak up if you have any questions as I'm kind of explaining everything. But I feel like right now, yes, you've had a lot of ups and downs with your career. You things haven't quite gone your way and you're just kind of ready to give up. And it's completely normal to feel that way after what you've been through. But I am feeling that your career taking off more in the early part of next year, as I do feel like there's an opportunity coming for you right around January, February, that is going to be this opportunity that really puts yourself out there, that really moves things in that direction for you. Because I feel like you have all the pillars to be successful, all the pillars to move things in that direction, but you're just waiting for the opportunity. So if you continue grinding, I do feel your career picking up and taking off more in 2024, and then I feel like it's slowly coming together later in part of next year. So that's really it. Superstar, if you're in chat, please feel free to drop a comment below. Drop a comment, and then maybe if you have any additional questions. If not, of course, I am always available for the chat and phone sessions, guys, on Kasamba's site. So don't be afraid. If I can't get to your question now, it's not that I'm ignoring you. There's a lot of questions, and I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed by it. So as I try to filter, I'll try and get to as many of your questions as we can. Emily, do we have a Rhonda on the list? Rhonda Bush? Okay, then we're gonna take your question, Rhonda. So Rhonda wants to know if her ex has moved on with someone else and will he come back? Now, from what I'm able to pick up on your situation with your ex, I don't feel like he's moved on. I definitely feel another energy, as I do feel like he's been around another woman, but I feel like it doesn't mean that he's moved on from you or that he's forgotten about you. You guys have been together for a while. Is that correct, Rhonda? Because I feel like you guys have just naturally grown apart, and he's only latched on to this other girl because of like it's new, it's different, it's kind of exciting. So he wants to see where things will go with her because it's like the opportunity of something else. But that's why I'm confident that they're not going to work out because of the where he's at, because he hasn't moved on. I feel like he does still think about you. He does find himself comparing her to you. Okay, so you guys have only been together for 4 months. See, that's the thing where I feel like that explains the in and out where I feel like you guys are just in different places. I still feel like he wants to be with you, but I just don't feel like he's ready for a commitment. Please. Any other questions, Rhonda? Oh, Roger. Roger, we actually did end up answering your question earlier. So we can probably run back to your question really fast because we answered yours as soon as we got on stream. So any other clarifying questions, Rhonda? I'm sorry I got distracted. Such a slow rate on my end. Sorry. But that's the problem with like your partner, Rhonda, where he's just very. I'm sorry. If you would like to know about that other question, you would have to get a chat or a phone session. So we're going to go back to Roger 124's question. Now, when I answered your question earlier in the stream, I was telling stream that yes, she does love you, and I do feel like you guys are going to be together. But I feel like with Yasmin, she's in a very complicated spot because I feel like she feels like she's done the committed thing before, and it's not that she doesn't want to be committed; it's that she's trying to find herself, figure out who she is. And while she really appreciates having you in her life and really she does love you, she's not ready to let down those walls. And I feel like you've been doing a lot to try and bring down the walls, but I don't feel like you need to be so stressed on your own. Does that make sense so far, Roger? Man, you guys are just trying to find all of them. Where we at? See, that's the thing about certain relationships like Rogers, where it's like I feel like he's been putting in a lot of effort, and I feel like he's just not seeing the return back from her. So, and that's why it's like with relationships like that, it's that it really is just a process because she really does enjoy being around him. She knows that she should be with him. I don't feel like it's that she wants to be with another guy. I don't feel an outside influence is a problem. I feel like she just wants to live her life on her own, in her own way, you know? And that is why it gives the appearance or the feeling of another guy. Do I feel like there's other male energies around her that she may be talking to? Yes, but I don't feel like they already influencing her. I do feel like you and her can be married, yes. That could happen. I just feel like it's a long road to getting there. So, Roger, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to wrap up your session because I may have to need more one-on-one time with your situation. So, if you would like, we can follow up in my profile. I believe is down below in a chat session or a phone session. I will be available about an hour after live. So, I'm gonna try and look for the next question in chat because there was another one that I wanted. Hmm. I lost it in the comments. I'm sorry, Emily. Bring up the next question. Okay, Zane. I want to say I'm sorry to hear about what you've been going through over the last year. So Zane wants to know, is he going to get a new job? Should he move to a new city? Because he wants a fresh start. Obviously he's been through a lot, and he just, I can tell you honestly, your energy is lost, obviously. And I feel like you're going to find this path, because I feel like moving to a new city is a fresh start that you need. And of course, Zane, if you're here, please feel free to speak up. Don't be afraid to drop any comments or question as I'm talking, because there's a delay, so it may take a second for me to see it. No, Carmen, I'm not taking the questions in order, because I'm trying to balance between some questions I had selected and then some on chat. So I'm just trying to get to as many as I can. But now back to Zane, while I was looking into a situation. Now, look, I feel like moving into a new city is going to be the start that you need, because look, your current environment around you, there's really nothing wrong with it. There's nothing bad with it, but I feel like you've outgrown it. You've also had a lot happen to you there, that it just constantly brings up a lot of bad memories and a lot of bad behaviors that you're just not, you feel like are a constant reminder of who you was, and you feel like you can't dig yourself out of this hole. So it brings us to where we are right now. That is why I'm feeling that you're going to be moving to a new city by the end of the year. The time frame is a little bit sketchy. The reason why this one's sketchy is because there's so many things at play. And I need to think about, Donnie, how do I get there? How does that even begin? Well, to be honest, it's not like one day you're going to wake up and everything's going to be put together. You have to devise a plan and figure something out, especially I'm sorry, Zach, I got to take a break. Whenever you feel like really lost, and I feel like you just feel like the weight of the world's crushing down on you, it's okay to take a few days off. Take some time to yourself to kind of just like process everything going on. But the main thing you want to do is devise like a plan. Obviously, I feel like the first thing you should do is career and finances, because if you can get money supply to at least get a foundation, it gives you more opportunity to make decisions. And that's where Zane needs to, this is where the first step of him getting his plan, because look, I can feel like he knows what he wants. Sorry, I don't know where my camera's at. I feel like he knows what he wants. He has all these blockages in his life where he's self-doubting, and he feels like he's stuck in an endless loop. But that's not the case, because he's getting a new job that will take him to this new city, because I do feel like this job in this new city will be correlation of each other. And I feel like this job is going to be a little bit scary and going to be a little bit overwhelming for him, because it's so much at once. Moves, new city, new people. What if he fails? What if this? And he's going to get in his own head. But you can't get in your own head, man. You don't need to be worried about it, because I feel like this fresh start is what you're going to need. And I feel like 2024 is going to be that foundation year to help you building yourself what you want and the direction you want to go. So I feel like you're on a good path, man. Don't let your past hold you back. So I think that's it for Zane. If Zane, if you're here and you have any follow-up questions, feel free to hit me up in chat or a phone session on Kasamba, as I would love to dive more into your situation. So, oh, hey, Kate, what's up? Yeah, we just talked this morning. I actually probably should have put a profile banner that was going on live. I don't think that's a thing, actually. But okay, I'm gonna go read the comments real fast and see if I can find any questions in here. I can see you guys just popping off, so I'm trying to get to as many as I can. Which one were we at? Christina Boyce. I just seen your comment. You want to know why are you always being treated poorly when you just want someone who treats you like you've done, You did word a question. I don't understand the second part, but I know you want to know why are people treating you like crap. If you're still in here, feel free to drop a comment and clarify your question. That's done. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about the X. Now that thank you, Emily, for bringing it up. Made it easier for me to read. First of all, we're going to talk about the X. Now, I do feel like it's better in your best idea to just walk away from that relationship, because that is a person who's going to constantly take and take, who you've done the world for them, and all they've done was take everything that you had, and you kept thinking that if you did more, if if you were the perfect person, the perfect partner, that everything would just fall into place, right? But it really never was. It's like, okay, you do this, and it was just more. And that's a perfect example of a toxic relationship. And they're hard to recognize because they start off as simple stuff as just spending a little bit more time here and there. And then maybe you shouldn't, it's a lot of little stuff, but you definitely got to notice like the signs of where this person is just, I don't want to say narcissistic because I don't like using that word. And I think no one will only meet maybe one narcissistic in our entire lifetime. But I definitely feel like he's just someone who took advantage of you. And the reason why you're always being treated like crap is because some of your partners know that they can treat you like that and get away with it. And it's not as simple as just being, excuse my language, I don't know if I can cuss, but not just being a bitch, but it's about understanding that, like, hey, you do this, you do this. Oh, is it because of another female? Well, no, I don't like to say that it's because of another female, because if your partner starts acting up when you're in a relationship and another person comes, it just kind of is showing who they really are. Yes, this other person is influencing their decisions and their stuff, but at the end of the day, it's your partner's final decision into doing what they want and what they're looking for, you know? And that's why I feel like you just need to start being more selfish. Stop feeling like you need to fight for him. You need to earn his love. You need to just let him go because I feel like your ex will come back to you once he sees that you moved on, because this other girl, once he gets to focus on her, he's going to realize that she's never going to treat him or put up with him the way that you did. And that's why I'm confident that he's going to come running back to you. Hey, Saggy girl or Sag girl, then welcome to the live stream. And that's why I feel like it's a difficult process to not wear your heart on your string, your sleeve. But I feel like once you start practicing that, you'll start getting better results. And yes, I do feel like this other woman is no good. Now, Christina, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. That's all I can answer right now. If you'd like to follow up with a live chat or a voice session, of course, feel free to hit me up after live. So Dexter, the human Hollywood. Um, I've seen your question pop up quite a bit, and yours was definitely the one I wanted to get to next. So where was it? I just lost it. The human Hollywood. There we go. Want to know? There's a love interest. How do I make her mine? First of all, you need to get that idea of how do I make her mind out of your head. And the reason why I say that is because you want to get you want her attention so badly, you're going to get in your own head of how to get it, and you're going to sabotage. So first thing you need to do is understand that, look, you're attracted to her, you feel a connection with her, and you want to be with her. But you have to take it slow. I do feel like this love interest of yours is interested in you. She does feel that chemistry, and she does feel that connection. So there's definitely an interest there. I feel like all you need to do is just take it one step at a time with her. That's it. Don't overthink it. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that she's your soulmate, though. I won't tell you that because look, you're 21 from your date of birth, if I'm adding that correctly. So you're still at a very young place in your life where you don't even know who you are as a person. Yes, you're confident. Yes, you have a good idea. You have a good plan, but you don't even know who you're going to be tomorrow. Any follow up, Dexters, before we keep moving forward? So of course, like if you see your question up here and I'm talking, don't be afraid to just drop your comment as soon as you have a question, because like there's a delay, so it may take a few minutes for me to see you guys' comment, and it may help you guys' reading, for live. But that's why I do feel like you will be able to develop something with each other over the next 2 months because the connection is there. So I feel like all you need to do, Dexter, is just be yourself. Don't overthink it. Look, I do feel like she is talking to other guys, and there will be other influences. You can't get jealous and can't let it get to you. Got to just play the slow game. And I do feel a potential relationship. So, like I said, you're not wasting time here. It's just a process. So I'm going to look for the next question to see a few of your comments. One second. We're going to take Anish Damal's question. 21 March 1999. He wants to know, will he have a successful career and get good finances in the future? I'm not able to answer your love question, as I'm only able to answer one topic per question. So if you're like a follow-up, of course, hit me up in chat and live, not live stream, phone session after the live stream. But look, I do feel like you're going to have a successful career. I do feel good financials in the future. I feel like there's a good career opportunity coming for you, man. Of course, if you have any more specific questions, now that your question's up here, feel free to drop it. But I do feel a successful career. I do feel like you're going to have a roadblock, though. The next 6 months are going to be difficult because I feel like there's going to be a lot of obstacles in your life. And I do feel like these obstacles are going to be out of your control because I feel like you've been applying yourself. I feel like you've been putting yourself. The results haven't been your way, and you've been screwed over a couple of another opportunity from what I'm picking up on. Is that correct? I'm sorry, Anish. I'm gonna grab my tarot cards, guys. Where they at? 1 second, let me mute my mic. For some reason, my tarot cards went missing. Yeah, and you feel stuck because look, your current job, man, is just that. It's just a job. But don't think of it as a dead end because it's not. Look, you want to do other things, right? Well, what does your current job accomplish for you? And this is another thing we with the way the corporate world and job is it's 9 to 5s, right? We all want to do something we all want to do something we love, but that's not a real option. And that's not an option for multiple different reasons. Our hobbies take time to build. There's not going to be enough, money coming in to pay your bills. And look, we're all stuck doing shitty jobs we don't like. There's no lie about that. But we have to figure out, all right, we don't like this shitty job. How do we get out? Not only do we have to make the plan, but we have to apply ourselves to this plan. And that's where Anish is like, I'm not going to say that's his problem, but that's a lot of our problems. Even me, I have this problem where I get stuck in certain situations where I need to break out of it. But that is why right now the main thing to do is just, like I said, I feel like you're going to get your career and your finances in the future. And I feel like things are going to develop. So I think that's really it for Anish's question right now. Of course, if you guys have any more comments or questions, feel free to hit me up in the chat. So now I'm going to be going through the comments again and looking for another question real fast. Hey, Gabrielle, I see your question. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll give you this. I will do certain questions will be free yes or no's. But yes, you and Philip will be together, Gabriella. Um, let's see. And then there was another one. Marianne Muller, yes, you are gonna. Will we get? I do feel like you guys will be able to visit each other this summer. And I'm sorry, Emily. Can you bring up the next question? And Serene B. Ben Ali, you're going to be, if you want me to address your question, I would need a little bit more specific, like what type of advice are you looking for? Career, finances, or something of that nature? Okay, Miriam. You want to know, does AK love you and will he reach out to you or should you just move on and forget him? If you're in here, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know. I'm going to give you a minute maybe to see that your question popped up. Try not to rush through these guys. And this one for Mariam, we're going to be doing a live spread. Of course, I can't show you exactly how to spread, but these are going to be the cards. Yeah, can you see them? Going to be shuffling them, and it's going to be a 3-card spread. And for each of your question, it will be the 3 cards will be past, present, and future. So let's go, Miriam. Let's see how this goes. Fire climax approaches. Born, bring love to the situation. So in the past, you guys have had, I'm going to show you the card. This is your past card. You guys had a fiery connection, obviously. So everything was popping off and everything was connecting, and you guys just, look, everything was great. You guys fell madly in love with each other. You guys connected with each other in a way that no one else really was. And at one point, I feel like you guys, he felt the same way. But I feel like the biggest problem with AK was that he simply, even though he wanted to bring love into the situation, and yes, there was love into your guys' situation, that was the present, but you guys just kind of had that short-term connection, that fiery connection, and this person was just show you a different part of you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because your future card says that nothing is going to come of this situation, meaning that you're better off forgetting and moving on from him, simply because he's not the guy for you, and you're not the woman for him. And it's not even because he did anything wrong or you did anything wrong to him. You guys just simply had that short-term chemistry where you guys were fiery, connecting, hitting off on all cylinders. But then once you guys like delved back and peeled like the layers off, that's when you guys realized that, you know what, this just ain't working out. And that's why he ghosted you. Of course, I feel like he felt bad ghosting you. He has thought about reaching out to you, and he may end up reaching out to you, but I don't feel much coming of it other than maybe an occasional hangout at the absolute best. But if you're looking for something like long-term or future, no, you're not going to get that from him. So, Miriam, I don't think you're in chat. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to another question. Militia Powell, I can't do general readings on live stream. If you'd like me to do a general reading, of course, hit me up in the live chat session. So I want to clarify, I'm mainly sticking to one question per comment. Specific questions will greatly help your guys', like me picking your guys' comments. General readings and any multiple questions, like if you have another question, can be answered in a live chat or phone session, mainly because it'd just be easier one-on-one, and I could give more in depth where I'm on live. So I'm in, like, I'm watching comments, trying to explain, and I don't want to give some of you guys a situation requires more attention half-ass. You get what I'm saying? It would be unfair to all of us. So, okay, let me see your next question. You know what? I'm going to take S's question. So what type of answers are you looking from the Paul family? What would you like to see from them? Because I do feel like they have been thinking about reaching out to you. Communication. Okay, so you want to know if they're going to be reaching out to you, or you should be reaching out to them? Because I feel like, from what I'm picking up, I feel like they want to keep you in the dark as long as possible. They don't want to break down and explain everything going on, because I'll be honest, I feel like there's some shady stuff that they did. I'm not exactly sure what it is or what happened. And they know that when they tell you that it's going to be a big problem. So now I'm going to look into the cards and get more answers, more in-depth answers. So let's see your first 3 card. Of course, we're going to do past, present, and future. But because we're focusing more on the future, we're going to be focused on the present. But with the present, look, what this is saying is that your patience is paying off. Because I feel like, you've put yourself trying to get answers, trying to get a hold of them, right? And that's why I feel like, but the next card in your future is going to be, it's time for healing, and that's where they're going to be reaching out to you. It's the time frame isn't clear from what I'm picking up, but I do feel like they are going to give you your answers by the end of the year. No, not by the end of the year. It's more of a little bit more of a specific time frame from what I'm picking up on. I want it because I'm feeling cold, So I want to say October or November, you're going to get the time to heal, probably less than that. Because I'm sorry, I keep walking away, going too far from the mic. But I feel like it's going to be sooner than that, and they will give you some of the answers. I do feel like you should reach out to someone that could speed up the process, but like I said, they're going to try and throw you off as much as you can. But you don't need to be rude about it, as annoyed as you are. You just got to be like firm and let them know, like, hey, I'm you did I you know I didn't forget about it, and that's why I feel like you will get your answers soon. So, okay, so that's it for US. Thank you again for dropping guys' comments. I do appreciate all you guys' comments a lot, by the way. Don't think I don't. I know I seem all like I'm all over the place, which I am. But no, I really do appreciate the comments, guys. Is there any topics you guys want to discuss specifically, like in general, instead of answering questions? Because I feel like y'all are bored. I know we all want to get our questions answered, but maybe if there's something like in general that we could pick up on. All right. One second. So, um, so wow, where was the comment? I keep losing it. Okay, so freedom, love, peace. Want to know, how do you improve your tarot skills? Well, improving them, it takes multiple different things. Really, just finding a deck of cards you like. First of all, ones that are easy for you to read and work for the way that you read cards. So the reason why how you improve is just simply practicing time and time again. You're gonna get some wrong cards. It's happened to me. I still get wrong cards. Happens. But in order to get better, you just practice, really becoming calm, try meditating a little bit to help you be more in tune, because the cards do pick up on your aura, in a sense that they use you to pick up on like situations and stuff. So if you have a calm aura, it'll be easier for them to speak to you. Yeah, of course, it's even like if you're nervous, it's doable, but that requires a lot of patience, because it takes a lot of focus to be able to figure out what the cards are telling you and what the cards are picking up, and then what your own feelings are about the situation. But once with just practice, you'll be able to just easily pick up on what the cards are, which I've been able to do for the last couple of years now, for quite a while actually. It feels like just yesterday I learned, but it's just time. So I believe I have another question from Carmen. I think she was here. Is she still? Are you still here, Carmen? Yeah, Carmen. Yes, there you are. Okay. You wanted to know about. There we go. You've been in a long distance relationship with Joe, so you want to know if he's always been faithful, and is he your forever person? So I don't like to use the term forever persons, because look, as humans, we are constantly evolving, constantly changing, and just constantly just different wants, different needs. And yes, and practicing your tarot reading skills does definitely helps read the cards faster. And the reason why it just easier, especially when I'm doing like something like this, it helps me just pick up and just shift to the next thing. So I'm just giving Carmen a minute to get in chat, because I know she was here. I was seeing her name pop up a lot. And I'm just wondering, maybe she went she went AFK really fast. But like I said, I don't like to use the term soulmates or twin flames very often. Look, they do exist, they do happen, but twin flames don't work out because there's always obstacles. They do work out though. And in soulmates, it's hard to find your soulmate, because there's what, 8 billion plus people in the world now. Okay, there you are, Carmen. So I know the long distance has been hard, but I do feel like he's always been physically faithful to you. And the reason why I say physically is because I don't feel like he's ever wanted to physically cheat on you with anyone else. But I do feel like he's entertained and talked to other women around him and flirted. But it wasn't because like, oh, he's not attracted to you, Carmen, or that he's not interested in you. It is simply because I feel like, in a long distance relationship, he just simply got bored. And I don't feel like it was anything that he sought out, anything that, anyone that he went to directly. It just kind of ended up developing on its own. But he always ended it before it became anything serious. Does that sound about right so far, Carmen? While I'm waiting for Carmen to answer or ask any additional questions, I'm going to do a free couple yes or no's. What is it? Where was one? Gwen Dola Fuller. Yes, you will be getting a better job soon. There's another one. It was just as straightforward. Huh. I think that was all for the yes or no questions real fast. But that's why I feel like, look, there's no doubt that Joe has always loved you. He's cared about you. He sees a future with you. The biggest issue is your guys's the biggest issue really is the distance. And I'll be honest, from what I'm feeling, I feel like you guys have not really talked about closing the gap, have you, Carmen? Because I feel like that's really the last thing, but I feel like it's also resistance from him. He he does want you in his future, but he wants you in a future that is convenient for him. Well, of course he's going to say he hasn't talked to anyone else. Why would he sit here and just volunteer that information? Okay, if you think your partner's cheating, you have any suspicions, the last thing you should do is accuse him with no evidence. Like, I know you're thinking, well, it could be normal stuff like, oh, well, why didn't you answer your phone? Why was your phone conveniently dead? That's normal stuff. But if you're going to just like randomly accuse, a guy will never, Bill Clinton, for a quick example, I think he lied under oath about it and they had evidence and he still lied. So no man or no one ever cheating is ever going to just confess. If you want to catch him, you got to let him get comfortable, and then you will catch him doing something. So I feel like when it comes to Joe, look, I feel like you have to ask yourselves, what do you want? What do you want from him at this point after being together for 3+ years? And Kika, yes, I do feel like you and S will reconcile. Any other questions, Carmen? Because I do feel long-term relationship. I just feel like you guys have to work out your guys' obstacles right now. And I feel like the obstacles aren't really from your side as much. Oliver Adventures, we do not answer any of those questions. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So one sec, I'm going through your guys' chat because I know there's a lot of comments coming through. Okay, Emily, would you mind bringing up Rain Sweet Drop? And I'll explain what their question is. Kika, I keep seeing you ask the same question. Why do you want to know what my rates are so bad? I appreciate the question. I'm just very curious myself. So Rain Sweet Drop, she had a traumatic breakup with her long distance ex in late May. Will he reach out to you on your birthday, which is at the end of the month. First of all, happy birthday. And I want to say I'm sorry to hear about the traumatic breakup, but obviously I'm really happy to hear that you got away from him and you want to stay away from him. Because look, you already know that when your ex comes back into your life, he's not going to add anything better. I'm pretty confident that he is going to reach out to you, as I do feel like there's going to be communication from his side. I feel like Damon's waiting for you to reach out to him, though, because I feel like that's just the way that he is. He wants you to reach out to him so he can go back and doing his abusive and manipulative ways. And I feel like he's never really changed, no matter how much you wanted him to. Is that correct, Rain? Of course, if your questions up here, feel free to ask questions even as I'm talking. So as we're waiting for Rain, I'm going to try and find maybe a yes or no question. Crystal, I do feel like your ex is going to be returning. Of course, if you want to look more deeper into the situation, feel free to open up a chat and we can dive more in depth. So yeah, so that's why with Rain, like, look, he's going to try and sweet talk you. No doubt about that. But honestly, whatever he says, he's going to try and maybe get a dinner, try and convince you. But all you need to do is just be like, hey, thanks, happy birthday, and then just immediately block him, assuming you haven't already. Because I don't feel any good news coming from him. I don't feel anything. Yes, that is the thing. That is exactly what he wants to do. Pop up when you're in a vulnerable state so he can swoop in and sit there and pretend sit there and pretend that he cares, but he only wants you because of security, stability, not because he actually loves you. So, and I know you're thinking, oh, hey, I put all this time into him and I need to make it work. I gave up a lot. Look, it sucks that it ended the way it did, but don't let your pride get in the way. Because, don't let your pride get in the way, because it's only going to lead you to more. There's a better, brighter future, more opportunities out there, and someone who will love you the way that you deserve. Thank you, Kika. I appreciate it. So, okay, I think that's it for now, Rain. And if you have any follow-up questions before we move on to the next one, so I'll give you a second. But thank you, Kika. Yes, I see all you guys' comments. I know you guys have really been looking forward to my live, and I do appreciate it. So even though I can't get in as depth as I would like to, I want to at least make sure I get all my viewers happy. Oh, Christina, actually, I think and yes, Rain, I do look forward to talking to you again. Thank you for joining my live. So have a great day. But now, Christina, I believe I actually had one of your questions on my list. I am 91085, and your ex is Raymond. He just ghosted you out of nowhere, and then now he's deployed. I'll get more in depth once the question gets popped up. So Christina wants to know what happened with her ex Raymond. Of course, Christina, if you're in here still, feel free to drop any more questions or anything, or just sound off that you're here so I know. But her ex just kind of disappeared back in December. You never saw from him again or heard from him, and then now he's deployed. So is he going to come back? And I'm shuffling the cards. 1 second, guys. Walking through your fears, focus on yourself. So I feel like in the present you're walking through your fears because you have a fear of being ghosted like you did with Raymond. And it caused you to just be going through an inner turmoil of you being unsure. But look, you have to understand that I don't feel like you're the reason that he ghosted you. He clearly ghosted you, from what I'm picking up on, is because I feel like he's also going through his own fears as well, because this card works both ways. You're going through your fears of being ghosted, and he's going through his of falling in love with you, which he did, and him clearly focusing on his career that he wasn't ready to commit to you. So sitting there and saying and having this conversation, he just simply took the easy way out. I know that he's with someone else and then he's deployed and they seem really happy with each other, but I feel like you open him up to something that he didn't know that he wanted, that he was looking for. And now he met this other girl who, because it was a clean slate, he just feels like he can start things easier. But I do feel like she's definitely more of just a uh, a filler, if that makes sense. She's just there because it's convenient. I don't feel like he actually sees a future with her. I feel like he just wants to be with her out of. I really do just feel like it's convenient for him, and that's the best way to explain the relationship. But that is why I'm feeling like luck is on your side, because once he realizes that, I'm sorry, my bad. Once he realizes that this isn't the girl for him, that he's gonna break up with her. It will be some time though. So I do feel like he's coming back, but it's really, I don't know his like, exact deployment return date from deployment, but I don't feel him returning until he comes back from being deployed. And that is when he will be ready to actually be with you, actually commit to you. He will apologize for everything he's done. He will have a lot to make up for, but I do feel like he will definitely want to be with you. So he will be contacting you and be more apologetic. It's just going to take quite some time. And I feel like he has felt guilty about ghosting you. It is definitely set in the back of his mind. Are you still there, Christina? Because I haven't seen you sound off yet. Trying to get through all the comments, guys. Let's see. I'm sorry, Militia. I'm not able to give any general readings on live stream right now. Serene B. Bell LA, your question is a little bit more in depth. So it would have to be more of a private session. I think I got 2 or 3 more questions left of me, and then we're probably going to call it for the night and stream. So I think that's it for now. Not now, but 2 or 3 more questions. I'm just trying to go through them. Listen. Okay, Melissa, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. Melissa B. You want to know if you and S, because you guys have been hanging out for the last few months, and what's going on. So Melissa, if you're still here, feel free to sound off, and I would love to look into your situation. What was it? Oh. Give me one. And I'm shuffling the cards while I wait for Melissa to sound off. Oh, there you are. My bad. Okay, so here we go. We're going to look right into your situation. And what was your question again? Melissa P. Okay, you guys have been hanging out, and you want to know how does he value you as friends, relationships, partner, and stuff like that. Got you. All right, so we're going to shuffle the cards. We're going to do a 3-card spread as usual. Past, present, future. Okay, so past, present, future. Okay, so in your current situations, the cards are telling me that conclusions are within reach. And I do feel like within the course of summer, so either within the month of August or September, I feel like you guys, most likely from what the cards are telling me, in August, you guys will end up having conclusions because these questions are clearly burning in your mind. Burning in your mind about what's going on, what's happening, what is the intentions. But I want you to know from what I'm able to pick up on is that he does value as a partner, as a relationship, and values you as something more. But the problem with him is that he's comfortable in the relationship. Because even though he talks about a future, does he apply any of it? And that's why I feel like he gives you the confusion, because he's comfortable with the way that things are. He's comfortable with things are developing between you guys. So that's why conclusions are going to be coming within the next month or two, most likely. And I feel like you've been putting a lot of effort for him, trying to make things work. I don't feel like you're misreading the questions. I don't feel like you're overthinking it, because he feels the same way you do. He just, of course, he doesn't want to talk about it, because once again, with most men, when they are comfortable in the relationship, especially friends with benefits, they feel like they get a girlfriend type of relationship without the commitment. So it's not that they want to talk to other girls, it's that they just want the freedom to go out and just do what they want, what they're looking for, you know? And if you just happen to fall into that, that's great. But here's the thing, that's why I feel like you're going to get conclusions, because I am feeling that. I'm sorry, one second. I'm sorry about that, guys. And that's why I'm feeling that the conclusions will come, because you're finally going to get impatient with him. And now it's just a matter of finding a balance, because here's the thing, you guys are going to get conclusions, but you have to find a balance of, what do you want from him? What do you expect from him? And what do you want to see from him? And do you think he can give you what you want? And that's where he's like, and that's where the balance comes in, because you have to understand that you're not asking for a lot, wanting a commitment, wanting exclusivity. But how do I word that? You're not asking for a lot, and you're not asking for all of his time. You're just asking for consistency, you know? So I feel like he values you as a person. I'm sorry, Melissa, does that answer all of your questions? Okay, can we bring up Deborah's Edmondson's question, Emily? Are you still here, Deborah? And of course, Melissa, if I forgot anything, or if you have what you should do, I'm sorry, before I move on to Deborah's. Melissa, what you should do is ask yourself, what do you want from this partner, from him? What do you expect from him? Is That's what the cards are saying. Balance is finding a balance, right? How often do you want to see him? What do you expect from a relationship, and all that stuff? So whenever you're ready, you essentially have this conversation of, what are we and how do you value me as a person? Where do you see this going? And you have to have that conversation with him. And it's going to be difficult, because he's going to try and get defensive and shrug it off. But I feel like if you just be strong and just kind of like make it very clear you're not going any further with this or doing anything more with this, I'm walking away, it will cause him to realize that he needs to find a balance with you as well. Because it's like a push and pull, if that makes sense, Melissa. So now we can move on to Deborah's question. So now I do feel like, now I've looked into you and Deborah. And so if you're here, feel free to just drop a comment in the chat section. And Apollo, I think I only have one more question after this. And then from there, I will be logging off, and I will be available for chat and phone sessions. So if I didn't get to your questions, it's not that I skipped you, it's that I try to get to as many as I can. So now you want to know, sorry, back to you, Deborah. Now you want to know, how does he really feel, and will you spend time together this summer? Let's find out. First three cards. I don't think I shuffled right. There we go. Okay. So the first card for your present means that a time to give rather than take. And what this card means and telling me is that it means that you guys will be spending time, because both of you guys will be giving to each other by spending time this summer. Because I do feel like, he does want to spend time with you, and he's definitely been planning spending time with you, because, the long distance is obviously difficult. And now that things have kind of went in your direction, I do feel like he will make plans. It'll be more obvious about these plans he's making, as I feel like you guys will solidify them by the end of this month. So what this means is that you guys are on a good path, and that, I don't feel like you need to, I feel like you give a lot. So don't feel like you need to give so much more. It's more like he needs to give. And I do feel like he will be giving to you more as well, because his heart and mind is with you. And it's not that he means to not express his feelings. He's just not a very expressive guy. But I feel like also, like I said, the next card this is like a future card that adjustments are required. But I feel like the adjustments are more from, I'm sorry, I'm trying to show you guys a card. I don't know, I'm having trouble. He's trying to, he needs to show you that he's making the adjustments. Because I feel like you do make a lot of adjustments for him, and you do go more out of his way than he does for you. And because of that is why I feel like the adjustments are more from his side. Does that make more sense so far, Deborah? Sorry if I keep butchering your name. Hey, Allison. Welcome to the live stream. And now the future card is understanding that you're good enough, that what you want is not complicated from him at all. Because I feel like he does appreciate you. And I feel like this is another thing that the cards say, that he does appreciate you, that he is committed to you, he is honest with you. And I feel like he generally loves you for what you guys are. Yeah, the distance is hard, makes it impossible for you guys to get close. But I feel like that's really the only thing stopping you guys from opening up, is this physical distance from each other, this distance pulling away from each other. But I feel like you guys spending time with each other is going to be a great thing, because when you guys spend time with each other over the summer, it will help you guys expand, get to know each other, understand each other, and move things in that direction with each other. And that's why overall, Deborah, after these 4 years, even though the distance, I feel like it's also been healthy for your relationship, where it's helped you guys after these 4 years still be not bored of each other, but still want to get to know each other. And that's why I feel like you guys have a bright future ahead of you. And I do feel like the adjustments will be removing these long distance. And so, guys, Deborah, that's it for now. For your question, if you have any more clarifications, please feel free to hit me up in the live chat or phone sessions. I have one last question, guys, and then we'll be done for tonight. I'm going to go through this one for the comment section, and I will bring it up as soon as I find it. We're going to bring up Milis Armaris P. You want to move to a different country. Perfect. So you want to know if it's going to work out with this guy who lives in the country. Okay. Now I'm going to be shuffling the cards. I'm going to be looking to your past and mainly your future. I'm sorry, your present and future. I don't know why I get so mixed up. Present and future. Let's go. Let me redo this, guys. I always suck at shuffling cards. Never were good at it. I had two small hands to be able to shuffle cards, especially these ones. This isn't my normal deck, and I seen it yesterday. I just don't know what I did with it. I was using it too yesterday, so that's why I don't understand. It was on my desk. Someone stole it. Probably my dog. All right, so let's try this again. Another reason why it's good to practice is because, like, sometimes you'll just know when the cards are wrong. Like, you'll just feel the energy, like, oh, this makes no sense. And that's another good thing to go back to try and practice, because it'll help you decipher what's like a bad draw, which happens a lot more than you think. So yeah, this sounds about, yeah, the cards are telling me that even though, look, nothing's set in stone. And what that's simply saying is that that's not saying that you're not going to be moving to a different country or that it's not going to work out. What this card is simply saying is that, yes, you have a plan in your head. You plan on moving to a different country and you're talking to this guy. Is that correct so far? Well, obviously that's correct. And now, but you have to understand that things are not going to go as planned. So it may take longer. It may not be the ideal scenario. Might be a lot of little different things. And honestly, that's completely fine. It just simply means that you have to adjust. You have to be accommodating. You have to expect the unexpected. So what it means is that you're going to have some issues with the person, your person of interest. You're going to be back and forth with him. And there will be days where you guys will probably text and talk all day, and then days where you guys will be distant. And that's normal. So don't let those distance days bother you guys. And it could be for multiple different reasons: scheduling, the time difference, not just simply not having time. But I feel like the cards are also telling me is that in the future is a win-win outcome for you, meaning that you are going to end up moving to this country. The time frame is just not set in stone, and it is going to work out with him. It's going to be a roller coaster there. But I feel like but it's going to work out, because the reason why it's going to work out with your person of interest is because even though you guys are connecting in a lot of different ways, you guys are still molding with each other. There's still certain things going on in your life. And of course, Amari, if you have any questions as I'm talking, don't be afraid to interrupt me. Drop the comment and I'll get to it as soon as I can. So where was my train of thought? So yeah, so like understand that you guys are still molding with each other, getting things in sync with each other. It's not because he's talking to someone else. No. It's just simply because you guys' schedules are, you guys are getting attached to each other. You guys don't know if it's going to work out because of the distance. So you guys want to keep your arm's length. That's why ultimately a win-win, because you guys will, once you guys start spending time with each other, seeing each other more, you'll realize that you have the same goals, the same ideas, and the same things in mind to be with each other. And that's why future is there's a new starting. And these 2 or 3, of course, your career and finances are going to be the key things that be changing, because you're in your transition phase. Moving to this country is going to happen. It's going to take a little bit more time, and it's going to work out with this person. So Amari, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name, but that's all I really have to say. If you have any other clarifications or any other questions, of course, feel free to drop a comment, and then I will love to follow it up. But that will be my last question for live stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed my live stream. I had a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. Of course, I'm really sorry if I was not able to get to your guys' questions. I try to get to as many as I can, but I will be available in about an hour or so for live chat sessions and phone sessions. So just feel free to hit me up, and I look forward to speaking to you guys all. So guys, that's it for now. Thank you, and have a great day. Later.